I've heard it said before, right? People don't change. You heard that? People don't change. What? Are you kidding me? Personality is set in by the age of 2, right? And people just don't change. They are who they are. I am who I am. Are you kidding me? How many of you have been changed, completely transformed by the grace of God in your life? Listen, you can change. Are you kidding? You don't believe me? Look me up about no, don't look me up, my history. Don't go back too far. That's why I delete all my social media. I don't ever get on it because what's in the past is in the past, right? Please be encouraged today. You can change. The Spirit of God comes into our hearts and transforms us. And Paul is saying, listen, you are free. So live like it. Not free to do whatever you want, to stay with sin. No, you are free to no longer dabble with it. In verse 15, he uses the same question again, but that time he's talking about dabbling in it, occasionally in sin. No, you don't even have to dabble in it any longer. In fact, when you come to know that you're free from it, why would you ever dabble in it? Because you know what it does. That's why memory is so important as it relates to overcoming future temptations. That's why Jesus constantly, and God, the very beginning, is constantly saying, put reminders in your heart. Put reminders around your neck. Put reminders in a pool of water. Put reminders everywhere about who he is. And this is why Paul also is saying, listen, remember the gospel story. So that when you're tempted, you can remember the gospel story, remember who Christ is and what he did, so you can overcome temptation to sin. So no, don't even dabble in it. Don't stay with it. This is his whole point to the letter. You've been set free. Now we're to think and live as free people. In verse 20 he says, when you were slaves to sin, you were free from the obligation to do right. Oh, I wish I could go back. No. Are you kidding me? Because sin kills and destroys. Yeah, there was once you were free from the obligation to do right, but now that Christ has come into your life, man, you have no option but to do right, of course. He says, and what was the result? Look at this. You are now ashamed of the things that you used to do. Remember the things that you think back on that you're kind of ashamed maybe to talk about? He's like, yeah, there was shame there. No, there's not shame anymore because of what Christ has done. Amen. You're now ashamed of the things that you used to do. Things that end in eternal doom. Let me just pause on this. This is not a teaching on hell, but I can tell you that hell is absolutely real. Take you at your